Hello guys, welcome back. Welcome to another video, and today we're gonna do what? Cook bitch. As you can see, today we're gonna look. Where the fuck is the camera in this thing? Where do I look? Because I wanna feel like I'm looking at you guys, but also I wanna see me. Period.
New York City.
Pero peores cosas me ha metido a la boca.
That has changed in me.
I didn't expect that. I was looking for a job, but I didn't expect to get it. Period. Acting of the year. And while we make tacos, I'm gonna be telling you a little bit of a situation that I'm facing right now regarding my ex-partner. Yes, Mr. Since you want so bad to still be in my life after 4 years that we haven't seen each other. We're gonna be honest, we're gonna try to see what is going on. We're going to unpack where is this trauma coming from, to address why you are so obsessed with me. Anyway, let's get cooking. The recipe is on the goddamn home. How the fuck am I gonna read the recipe if I have the recorder? You know what? I have a solution. Petty ones can fuck with me. Why? Because I'm my favorite girl. Pretty wrong with bitch. So let's start from the beginning. I moved to this country in 2018, January 2018, and I came to this country without zero English, without any friends, and without any family member whatsoever. I came here by myself, me, myself, and I, and the Holy Spirit. That's all I had when I came. It is difficult, to be a migrant, and especially when you're a student, because this country is not cheap, bitch. So anyway, I was living my life. I was dating a guy. His name was Declan, or I don't even remember his name. And he ended up leaving me because all the men in my life, except for Dan, tends to leave me. And that's another point that I have lack of a father figure. This is important, remember that. I was going to school, I was 20 years old, and one day, this profile that says 49, no photo, texted me. Disclaimer guys, before I carry on, I don't remember the exact facts because I have like a bad memory and a little bit of selective, and also I'm Colombian, so a lot of this is partly, I always say, everything that comes from my mouth regarding to the past is 90% facts, 10% exaggeration. 10% spicy, bitch. We start texting. One day he went and picked me up. He came to pick me up in a really nice car, bitch. And for a migrant that was surviving with 20 hours in this country, I was like, bitch. At first, I was like a little bit hesitating the idea of dating a person with a big gap because Taran, he was not 49, he was like 55. But on his defense and my defense, he looked great for his age. Oh, well, this to me, I like it. We start seeing each other more frequently, and one day I have a conversation with my flatmates that I was living with at the time. My friends, they were like, they were adults, and they were women. And women are so wise, but bitch, you got me in trouble, bitches. And they were like, you know what? Opportunities like this only shows up once in your life, and maybe this guy can be good for you because he can, he has shown you that he cares for you. He's been really good for you, and he clearly has money. They were like, he has money. I was like, oh. As soon as they told me he has money, I was like, oh. He's 29 in my mind. We start seeing each other more frequently. At some point, maybe 2 months on a line, we ended up being boyfriends. I don't even remember how, but we ended up being becoming boyfriends. Our situation was quite difficult because he had a child, and the child was like 5 years old or 6, I don't remember. And also he had a ex-husband. I quote, ex-husband, that's what he told me. Throughout the time that we spent together, which was 2 years and almost 3 years, 2 years and a half, the situation with his ex-husband never changed. Like, I was never allowed to go to his house when the ex-husband was there. I couldn't share much time with he and the kids because his ex-husband. So it was like very complex, very messy. But he was paying for my apartment and he was helping me out. So you know what?
They say money can't buy
I was
happiness.
chill.
Look at the fucking smile on
I was happy to be like the stepmom that you only see once. However, with that said, I did ended up developing feelings for this guy, and I did ended up becoming a very couch potato because this guy was providing for pretty much everything that I needed economically. When I came to this country, the reason that I came was literally to learn the language, and also my mom sent me here so I could become independent. How did that work out, mom? Gotcha. So meeting this guy that put everything on a plate for me, which grateful, blessed, was very bad for that purpose of me becoming independent, because then I just relied on him for everything. I think that dynamic of me being young and he having access to a young guy, and me having access to somebody with the means to give me the life that I was used to back in my country, the life that my mom used to give me. It was like a recipe for disaster, and that was the roots in which we start growing this relationship. At some point in the relationship, we decided to become exclusive. He didn't want me to have fun with other guys, and neither did I, because bitch, yeah, he could be older, but I'm possessive as fuck. Leave my old man alone. Don't touch him. Don't touch my man. That's when my bad. Once again, because of this relationship dynamic that we have, where I needed to fulfill some needs that my partner at the time had, in order for me to get what I needed, which was my rent, pay, my groceries. And if I didn't fulfill his necessities, he would, like he used to have like a book. I will not laugh because he might see this, and I don't want to be disrespectful, but I do want you to keep fucking away from me and from my life, because it's becoming too much. Anyway, so he had a book, and he would write down how much he spent on the week, and based on how much he spent, I would have to,
say.
I would be like, I spent this much on you, and you only blow me up once. So I would be like, let me go. So I ended up cheating. Did I cheat? Yes, I did. Yes, I did that. And the worst thing is that I got caught. That's what pissed me off. Not kidding, no. No, so I did cheat on this guy, and of course after that it was just a downfall, because I was mentally unwell. I should have never been with a partner when I was 21. So I do regret everything that I did to that poor guy, because I put him through hell. That was literally like 4 months after being together, by the way, mind you. From there was like down the hill, bitch. So then all the cheating and all the lying coming from both sides, like he used to have this friend that he was in jail, and he would go to see him as a friend, but these guys were lovers. And the thing about my partner is like, I don't think he had like a good relationship with his ex-husband, but throughout the relationship they both always have like a side chick. I was a side chick. I was a mistress, bitch, and I didn't know.
Easy money.
Gag it. So, but they never split. So, why was I saying that word? So, up to the next drama. Once I find out that he was cheating on me. I was like, okay, one thing is me cheating on you. Hold on.
Cara de
Hold on a minute. Worst stuff. Carry on. I was like, once again, I have to apologize because I was stupid and I was young and I needed help. And the thing that really I never managed to get over was the fact that every time that I did something wrong, he would make me feel like I was the worst person ever. And there he was, this guy that was offering me the world, and I was playing him so bad and hurting him, you know. So I always have that on my mind, and that was the story that he was telling me for the past month. And then I found out that he was cheating on me, bitch. I was like, how the cheating I can accept and I can forgive, but the lying and the storytelling that you were feeding me, just, you know, no, man, I will never trust you again. And that I did for the, but then we stayed together for like a year and a half more. I After that, it was all cheating, lies, and you know, like putting, like trying to make it work, but also I think we both knew that it was not gonna work, and we both were there for the wrong reasons. Like once the relationship started to get really bad to a point that I will have to do things for him in order for me to, you know, eat. And I'm not excusing it. Like I know I should have been working, bitch. So it's not his fault. But I'm saying that those were the circumstances that I was in. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that neither of us was in the wrong here. Like we both just went through circumstances that we should have not gone through. Neither of us was wrong. I don't blame him, but he clearly blames me, bitch. So he started like demanding more things from me. I couldn't have friends, so I couldn't go to work. Like if I wanted to work in a bar, he wouldn't let me. If my friends, he didn't like them, I couldn't see them. And you know, and fair enough, because I was lying to him, and I lied to him, so I don't blame him. He sent me to Colombia to see my family, and after I came, there was COVID, and there was this thing where he was paying my accommodation, right? He was staying with his family in their house, which was pretty close to where I live. One time we had a big fight. I didn't have any work at the time because I just came from Colombia. We had a big fight, and bitch, he left me there for like 2 weeks without zero food. Skinny. At some point, it became the trauma that I have. It started to, every time that I was facing abuse or what I consider abuse, I will get violent and bitch. And I come from a really kind of traumatic and toxic environment, like shaking up. So my mom, unfortunately, the way that she roast me was, you know, like, bitch, if I cry in this video, I swear to God, I'm not posting this shit. So she was a little bit violent towards me because, yeah, I was a little bit feminine, and also I was like a little bit of a very handful growing up. So I got beaten a lot, and for no reason, bitch. Sometimes I will just breathe, and my mom will be like, ah, you're breathing too much. You're stealing my air. I think that after that, when I left my household, the way that I started dealing with abuse was, you know, as well with violence. Like that's the way that I was. I have been working for the past years, where when I became like a teenager, every time that my mom will come to, you know, be violent, I will stand on my ground. I will be like, bitch,
The fuck you say to me, you little shit!
not this bitch. Like we have three fights where police was involved, and bitch, pussy. He was like 2 meters tall, and every time that I would do something, he will call the police. The first one was messy as well. I don't want to say because it makes me look bad, bitch. But you can ask him. You can make your video and clear those facts. I'm gonna tell my side of the story where I look not as crazy, okay? But it was messy as. Like and subscribe for if you want that part. You know, like at that point, it was like 2 years and something in the relationship, and I knew that I was gonna leave this guy. Like I was sure that I was gonna leave him. I just needed to make my situation a little bit better. Like I needed to get a job. I needed to secure a, think about Heidi, bitch, because I'm not that stupid, and that's why I think why he's upset, because I think I think he believes that I used him. In the last fight, he was paying for a studio apartment, which was fairly close to his work in his other house, and I was living there for a couple of months. And again, as I said, it's like it's not even point. Like I cannot even defend it, because it was
Easy
beautiful.
money!
2 days a week. The other 5 days a week was hell. It was awful for the both of us. Like, but it was good because he had money. We went on trips. But when it was bad, he will take me to trips as well. Bitch, to hell for free. One day, he left and he went to Paris or somewhere. So I was like, bitch, party. So I did a lot of, things that affect, like, I cheated a lot in that period of time. So when he came back, of course, he found out. And the reason that he found out was because I didn't know that he had cameras all over the apartment. So, bitch, there is. I am pretty sure that I might be in a no-por website that he has me with my videos up there. I feel very violated. Violated. Was I disrespectful cheating on you? Yes, bitch. But how dare you? Not kidding. So yeah, that's low-key good. Yeah. Anyway, so I got caught. He got caught because I didn't know that he had those cameras. Otherwise, I would have done it more clearly. Oh my god, guys, I'm not a narcissist. I swear to God, I just make the worst silly jokes in the worst moment. But I'm gonna put it here so you can make your judgments. And then we have this big fight, and we stay together after the fight. And so this was the biggest fight that we had. Like this guy, as I told you, was like 2 meters tall, big, and I was petite, small, a tiny girl. and yeah, so it became very violent from both sides. Like I started it. I that's my issue. But bitch, you are 2 meters. How dare you to put your hands on me? I'm a lady. And then he started choking me, and then when he started choking me, I drove cha-ching. And then after that, he called the police, and the police came, and before that, of course, like there was a lot of crashing and all that we both were forcing. And I remember that day, he called the police took me to stay somewhere else. And I remember on my way to the place where they were taking me, I was like, please let me sleep here in the park. Let me here on the street because I want to learn my lesson. I was like, I'm so dramatic. I'm like, this is the last time that I allow myself to put myself in this position. So I need to learn my lesson. Let me sleep on the street. And they were like, no, bitch. And I remember that I was so embarrassed because the police guy was so fucking hot. And there he was being introduced to me with a fucking knife record. Looking like all his sleeves, all red, all the scratches. Well, I'm happy that actually that I didn't have a shirt on. Like, take me. Anyway, well, he was fine. I'm healed now, police officers. If you see this video, call me. I know a little bit better how to handle abuse. I don't explode as easy. Yep, after that fight, and I went and stayed that night over there, and like, that was like the moment that I decided that I will not carry on this whatever is that we had, relationship, whatever. I was like, I need to get out of here. And then I have my final escape. I remember that Colombia was going through a civil war, and the government was killing the students and all that. So I remember that I was quite affected by this. and I became very active and on my socials and going to march and everything here in this country to support Colombia, the Colombian community. And I remember one time that I was crying, I was really upset, and then he came with a book and he was like, okay, all force, lay down, you have it. Also, everything sad that people is being killed, but you need to pay for the for the bills. Bitch, I was like, you know what? One day he just went to one day I don't even know how I did it. I just called a friend. I packed my things in 2 days and I left. And that was it. That was the end of that relationship that should have never been, but it taught me a lot. Anyway, the reason that I bring that, it was like, there was so much more, guys, but the reason that I'm bringing it right now is because after I let the guy, he was very upset. And I remember trying to talk to him. And I remember something that he told me before I remember two things actually. One thing, after I met him again to, try to make things, the separation as smooth as possible after I left. He told me, I don't understand why you left me. We were so happy. I was like, we? Who we? Like me we, or you and your husband and your kid we? Because I wasn't happy as fuck, and the boyfriend that I have, me and him, I know that he was not happy, bitch. I don't know we, because we were never happy. He was like, I don't understand why you did that. If we were so happy. Bitch, when you were choking me, when you sent me to the police 3 times, that was the happiest moments of my life. The best happiness that I have experienced in my life. That abuse, makes me so happy. Anyways, and the second thing that he told me that I remember was like, you are not ready to be in this country. As soon as he told me that, I was like, this bitch is gonna get me out of this country. And I knew the reason that I assumed that was because he had told me about these guys that he had seen in the past. And for some reason, the guys that he has seen in the past have either ended up on jail or deported. I don't know much about math, but I know 1 + 1 = 2. And I was like, bitch, that's gonna be my ass. My ass is gonna be sent home. Sachet away. So anyhow, we broke up, the relationship. That was the last words he told me. And I left my life, I went to work, I started going to the gym and all that, whatever. Then I met Daniel. So it was like, I met Daniel, it was like 6 months or 7 months after I broke up with. So I met Daniel, and with Daniel, I feel like things were so meant to be with him. Everything was so beautiful, and everything was just meant to be. Like things went from 0 to 100 so fast. So literally like 2 weeks after being together, I have to introduce Daniel to my in a circumstances that I didn't want to, or 3 weeks after, I think. The reason being was because I applied for a new visa, and taran, there was a claim against me. Does it sound familiar? I don't have that much enemies. Like, I don't have enemies at all. Bitch. Really had to hear thinking that I'm the worst person ever. That was 4 years ago, guys. 3 years and 4 years actually. That claim and what he did to me, if he wanted to, take revenge and give me karma for what I did to him, bitch, you succeeded. Because I cannot explain to you how anxious was, trying to build a life, trying to become an adult, become a better version, like try to move away from everything that I was when I was with this guy. And every time that I would apply for a visa, I would have the reminder of him. And not only the reminder of him, but also the anxiety that knowing that somebody has so much power of your life. That's a feeling that is, oh,
Fuck
it's
this shit, I'm
disgusting.
out.
I don't know. Oh, I mean, like, did I deserve it? Yes. That's why. But that feeling is that position that I was for those years was the most, like, every time that I applied for a visa, until I got a reply, I was either depressed, I was anxious, and and sometimes it will take months, and every time the this claim will show up again, and it will be me and my agency, which I love, and me and Dan, proving more, like showing that we're in a relationship, showing that the claim was not true, showing everything that they wanted and more we needed to show because this thing that he did. And that that made me realize that this country needs to do something to stop people like my ex that feel like because they are born in this country they're entitled to, play with somebody else's just because you are pity, bitch. And anyway, yep, so I got my residency like 3 months ago. Before I got the residency, the officer, the migrant officer asked Daniel, "Did you know that your partner has a record of violence?" And I was like, "Yes." He hits me too. No. Because Daniel knew everything. Like, you know what, bitch? I'm gonna say this. Everything everything that Andre broke on me and everything that I put him through, I heal and I redeem with Daniel. I did the completely opposite that I did in my first relationship. As far as I'm concerned, everything. I think growing up, like I know that meant good. Like I don't, like he was always trying to support me, like do my photos, do my videos, and I was just too immature. So everything that guy did for me, I'm trying to do in my relationship with Daniel, like, but in a better way, in a way that is not as unhealthy as in the position that I was. So yeah, Daniel was my saving grace. Daniel has been like before Daniel and after that relationship, the perception that I have of myself and when it comes to me and loving somebody was non-existent because my ex-partner made sure to make me feel that I was not worth loving, and that I was gonna be just, this mean person, this user, this liar, this cheater, and that was all I was. And Daniel came and bitch, I was like, who the fuck is that? And anyway, this guy, that the officer was like, you know that? Daniel was like, yes, we got the residency, yeah. Wait a minute, because I'm doing some social media things, right? And so I'm not posting Daniel as much as I used to because I'm trying to build my brand. I want people to consume this body. For some reason, last week, messaged Daniel telling him, hey, I know that you guys are not together. Daniel contact one of my friends to tell him that. And I know that Brandon has left a lot of people in a really bad situation. So I was wondering if that is the same case to you. Bitch, Daniel told me right away. First of all, how dare you? Because I don't know. I am so far away from that life that I live with you, so removed. The only reason that I have done, and I admit, and was actually lately, was try to reach back to you to try to, because once again, growing up, I understand how much pain I caused to you. Like, I don't take back the pain that I caused. The situation that somebody lying and cheating on you must be and when especially when you, because you had such a big love for that person, it's like a constant hurt, you know. So I do understand the situation that I put you through. And in that understanding, I was like, you know what? I think it's time to clean the street that I walk. It's time to clean the house. So I was like, I contacted you to return the lights that you so much wanted when we broke up, and that you accused me to steal it and everywhere, anything. That was the reason I messaged you, and I also messaged you to say, hey, I hope you're doing fine, blah, nothing else. No other intention than that, bitch. Tell me why you come here. Because I know that you only have bad intentions in your heart towards me. Like, and it's sad, bitch, because you are like a multimillionaire. You have your family. You might have your other mistress now. I don't keep up with you because I'm so bothered about your life. I couldn't give less of a. We were in each other's life for a reason. You told me a lot, and I took you as a learning experience, in which I'm grateful for, because being such a bad boyfriend to you made me a fucking amazing boyfriend to Danielle. And it made me a really good person, worth and deserving to love, to experience love, and to be loved. But the thing that pissed me off is that you are out there trying to rain on my parade still 4 years later. Don't do it. Because I am not that submissive person that I was before. And, you know, like this time I will not let you and your bad intentions and you think that you have power to come into my life and create more chaos. So just let me and my partner live our lives. It's so nerve wracking to know that somebody is out there trying to find out where you live, because I know the last time I didn't tell you that. Not me talking like it was you here, bitch. I know that you used to follow where I used to work, bitch. You are obsessed. Like I saw you when I was working in biscuit restaurant, going crazy over where I work and taking notes. Bitch, let me go. Not to Colombia. Just out of your mind, out of your head. Like, you have all the money in the world to get a hotter guy. You know, if you want counseling and mend the relationship with your husband, I think that's the time to do it. This energy that you spend on focusing on what I do, I mean, you might be 60 something now, so click, clack, clock. Please invest your time wisely and do not come for me, please. That's a little bit of this chaos. I feel I have always been quiet about this situation, you know, because once again, I felt like this guy had the power because he was born in this country to, you know, just say whatever he wanted, and then because I am the one in the fragile position, you know. But Daniel support me. My friends support me. I'm in a good place in life. And I don't want drama. But I do want you to stop the obsession. It's like really unhealthy. And it does makes me upset when I know that. How did you get my partner's number, for instance? How did you get Danny's number? I can give you a number. I can give you my bank account number. Oh, I forgot to tell you that, guys. So right after I left, oh, this is nice. Oh, trauma for the bitch. Know me with an iPhone, a video talking about him. He's gonna call the police on me. Stop it. So something that I forgot to tell you guys is that right after I left him, I like to say that so it hurts it more. Right after we broke up, we used to have a joining account. And one day in my joining account, just there was $2 million, New Zealand dollars in my account. This person transferred $2 fucking million to my account and leave them there for like a month. And I have to beg him to go to the bank with me to close the account because we needed both signatures. I think he has a very fragile ego. I think he has a very childish mindset. I think he likes to always win. And I think he's very hurt that thankfully, and thanks to, you know, the good job that this country does, and they being the person who took my case, like I don't blame you because you are doing your job. It was a pain in the ass, but I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that you even considered taking the time to see what was going on and see what was displaying and give me the chance to, you know, show my through instead of just taking the word of this guy. And yeah, that's a little bit of the story with and like, yeah. Just I hope that I just really want you to get over it and move on and let me be. Bye.